everybody. Welcome and welcome to uh, after I holy crap after I figure out how to freaking OBS here in a second. Welcome everybody to the stream. We're going to be streaming. If you haven't read, we're going to be streaming this game that I just found. It's actually not a game. It's a visual. What you would call it? It's a visual novel or some shit like that. Anyways, we got Slipknot playing in the background. I like Slipknot. I don't know if you guys know that. I like Slipknot a lot. I wish they would frickin' support me. But we're going to be playing this visual novel called Doki Doki Literature Club. Um, that I guess I stumbled upon, and actually, Spike told me to play this. Um, but before we get started, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update about what's going on lately and why I haven't been doing videos every now and then. Um, if I haven't said it already, I was more or less let go from my job, so I'm kind of jobless right now. I'm in the middle of getting an interview at Waste Management, so I'm kind of staying here at my parents' house until I get that job at Waste Management, and then I'll be back over at Spike and Challenor, over at the apartment with Spike and Challenor. Hopefully, streaming a little bit more than usual. I've just been really busy all month this month and all month last month trying to get a job, and finally got a call from Waste Management saying, "Hey, we're interested in hiring you. We understand you're trying to look for something." And they're taking their slow ass. Well, they're not really taking their slow ass, but it's a long waiting game, and I should have been streaming, or I maybe should have been working for somebody else, like maybe Jacobson, while I was waiting. You might notice I still have this Schaefer hat on. It's mainly because I haven't decided to change hats just yet. I still like wearing this hat. I don't know why. I should be wearing my Georgia Bulldogs hat though. I forgot to get it while I was moving yesterday, because the national championship game is tomorrow, and I'm not going to miss that for the fucking world. So I'm pretty excited for that. So we're going to get started with Doki Doki Literature Club. As we see right here, that we are just getting started. And just so you guys know, I've seen bits and pieces of this game already. I've seen Markiplier play a little bit of this game. I've seen Jacksepticeye play a little bit of this game. I've play I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen theories about this. So I'm going to go diving in, knowing just a little bit about these characters. I know that this this chick right here is Sayori. This little chick right here is Yuri, I think. Yeah, Yuri. This is um, Monica, and this is Natsui or some shit like that. This is not your typical dating sim game. It's actually so much different than that, and it's free, so that's why I'm playing it. So again, Spike recommended me to play this while I was away and while I was still trying to get a job. Um, so we're going to go straight into this game. So just so you guys know, if no, just know that that there is some serious shit going on in this game. I know that there is some serious shit going on in this game. There are there's some topics in this game that I'd rather not want to, you know, have somebody be offended or something. So if you get easily offended, or if you get for any reason um, this game or this series disturbs you in any way, please, by all means, click off of this video. You know, this is a very, very interesting experience that I'm about to do. Here we go. So, by playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years of age and you consent to exposure of highly disturbing content. Let's take this as a rated M game. That's basically what it is. And Team Savalo is making a horror game this year. I think it's releasing sometime this year. So just give me a second while I'm turning down frickin' everything. Turn the sound down on my OBS, so it should be fine. All right, we should be fine. We should be just fine. I'm gonna go back and forth. Oh, just so you know, if you guys hear my alarm go off, I have to go stir my dinner upstairs. So now that I've moved back in, I have to help out again. So I will be stirring the beans and the beans is what we're having. We're having beans and ham or something like that. I think we're having red beans and rice, but whatever we're having, I gotta go stir it for just a couple of minutes, and then I'll be right back. And my alarm's going to go off in about 3 minutes. So let's get started before that happens. Please enter your name. One. No? Okay, so I can't do one. How about the one? No. Death? No, I know how this game's going to go. Kinda. So how about my own name? How about my own name, Steven? Let's do this. We're gonna go in plain me. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend that you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting for her. But if she's going to chase me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Overslept again. But I caught you this time. Well, maybe it's because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Steven. Well, people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Oh, fine. She is kind of cute, though. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in yourself to be mean if you... One more line. Whatever you say, Sayori. I'll be right back, real quick. Oh, almost freaking destroyed my computer right then and there. Alright, I'm back. Alright. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students and their daily commute. Oh, by the way, Steven, have you decided to join a club yet? Me? A club? A club? I told you the other day I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. Well, actually, to be honest, when I was in real high school, I joined the JROTC. It was really fun. I haven't been looking either. No, that's not true. You told me you joined a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she was going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content on getting by on the average of spending my free time and on games and anime. Like what I'm doing right now. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried about you won't... I can't read today. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. I'm going to college? Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought that you becoming a NEET in a few years. What the fuck is a NEET? Because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. I'm in love. I'm secretly in love with you. Yeah. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs that'll make you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? I said no. Don't look at me like that, Sayori. Don't look at me like that with big ass pretty blue eyes and your bow and your... Fine. Fine, I'll promise you that one. Yay! What have I got myself into? This game knows exactly what I'm thinking. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worried so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. Yay. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club, which I'm actually into anime now. I'm in the middle of watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think it's called, and I'm also in the middle of watching Hunter x Hunter with Spike and Chow, and there's another anime I'm trying to get into. I can't remember what it's called. What's that other anime called? It doesn't matter. Hello, Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom, of course. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here spacing out, so I decided to come in and sneak up and see your pretty face. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, you could come to my club. Yay! There's no way I'm going to your club. Bitch. Sarah is vice president of the literature club, of course. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I've decided to go to the anime club. Oh, come on, please. Why do you even care so much anyway? Wow. She's not about to tell me that she already told them that you're forced me to come, are you? I kind of told the club yes. Well, the game's called Doki Doki Literature Club, so of course she's doing this. I kind of told the club yesterday that I'd bring in a new member, and that Suki made cupcakes and everything. What a stuck-up bitch. Don't make promises you can't keep. And can't tell if Sarah is really that much of an airhead. If so, she's so cunning and as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop for a cupcake, okay? Yay! Let's go. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a fucking cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you don't call... Oh, this is me. I told you don't call me a new member. As I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. You have big tits. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Well, fuck you too, Miss Little Cute Face. Way to kill the atmosphere! Ah, Steven. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All the words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Oh, the things I want to say to you, little missy. She's like 16 or something. Just shut up. Sorry. That's Suki. The girl with the sadder attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. That's why I'm staying the fuck away from her. She's also the one who made the cupcakes according to Sayori. You could just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear and turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest of the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. And has big tits. I think I'll go with her. Well, it's nice meeting the both of you anyways. Why are you blushing? And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great seeing you again, Stephen. Oh, Monica. I don't really care. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other, though. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, and athletic, and nowhere near my league. Basically, completely. Yeah. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little. You too, Monica. Come sit down, Stephen. We made room for you at the table so you could sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. I'm gonna sit next to Sayori, am I? Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. I'm gonna kill you in your sleep. Then how about we make some tea as well? I'd like some tea actually, or coffee if you have any. Please, thank you. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri sits over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take the seat next to Sayori. Which I guess it's fine because I know Sayori and I know Monica, but I don't fucking care. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. I have to go stir the beans here in a second. So cute! I had no idea you were good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, stuck up bitch. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, and I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full as I already managed to get icing on her face. I turned the cupcake around my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Now I've changed my mind, I want her. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet, full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Probably. Made them for you or anything. Asshole. I thought you technically did. Sarah said, well, maybe! But not for, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the cable, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You have a whole tea set in this classroom? No, don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Actually, coffee. But, I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri is just trying to impress you. Well, she certainly is trying to impress me, Monica, with those gorgeous, I'm just going to shut up. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. And meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. But I'd rather have coffee. I'm glad. I'm glad! Oh. I gotta go do the thing. Yep. I'll be right back. Real quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, here we go. Game. There we go, I'm back. Alright. Oh, man. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah, she said I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? Well, I was afraid of this question. Something tells me that I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Okay. As president of the Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Because I know that this is a horror game, isn't she like the reason behind this or some shit like that? Pretty sure she is. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member on any other major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget, publicity, and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. God damn it, Sayori! Yuri also nods in agreement. Oh, okay, Yuri. Well, I guess I have to believe you because of your glorious big... I'm just kidding, sorry. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard trying to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the efforts to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. Gee, I wonder why. You have to literally make a fucking game about it. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we can graduate. Right, everybody? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everybody everybody agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted about the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Steven, what kind of things do you like to read? I like Tolkien. Actually, no, I don't just like Tolkien. I love Tolkien. I love reading J.R.R. Tolkien anything. I have the Silmarillion back at the apartment. I have the Lord of the Rings. I want to try to get the Hobbit, and I want to try to get the rest of Tolkien books just to read them and whatnot. And I might end up getting Christopher's son. I can't remember whose name is. His books, mainly because I love Tolkien. So I think Chris's son does mystery or some shit like that. I don't know. So I like to read Tolkien. I liked, what was that book? Ready Player One by Ernest Cline or some shit like that. Ernest Clyde. Some shit like that. And I like Max Brooks. So bit of everything. But I don't read often. I don't like reading, so that's why I listen to audiobooks. That was when I was, doing the truck driver, just doing audiobooks. Considering that how little I've read these past few years, I really don't have a good way of answering that. Manga. Okay. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wanted to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy. Tolkien! Ladies and gentlemen. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind him is amazing to me. Yuri, I love you. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. It's obvious by the way her eyes, by the way her light, it's so obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so liberally take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. That's true on my part as well. I finished Stephen King's It not too long ago. Yeah, I read a horror book once. I read Stephen King's It. I'm being dead serious. So, yeah, I desperately grasped something I could relate to on a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a fucking rock. Really, I would have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment, which again is true. I want to start The Shining, though. I really want to start The Shining. Either audiobook or reading it, because I was very impressed with it. I thought I would not like it, and I was genuinely surprised. I was amazed, actually, how much I really enjoyed it, and I kind of wanted to see the movie, because that was right around when I decided to do that challenge. If I got so many likes, I'd go see it in theaters, and that was like right after I'd finished the audiobook. That was right around when I finished it. So, you know, I might end up doing another audiobook challenge probably in October next year or this year. Doing probably The Shining or something like that, because I really enjoyed it. So I'll definitely try more Stephen King whenever I can. Yeah, I hate horror. Well, you probably would like, what's that anime called? Can't remember. Oh, what's that? Well, just Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud." I'm in love with you. Hey, give it back. Fine. your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts a hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? Think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share them, maybe if you share some of your work, maybe if I fucking learn how to fucking talk, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I want to read everybody's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everybody. Oh god, she has an idea. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of your own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everybody is even. Yeah, let's do it! And now that we have a new member, I think it'd help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and help strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Steve? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's just one problem. And what's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. Don't look at me like that. Stop. Don't stop looking at me like that. No, stop. Let me check my timer real quick. Got like a minute. Stop looking at me like that, okay? Let me think about it. Just. But, sorry. No! Wait! No! Stop it! I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'm joining the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yay! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came in for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everybody. I think with that, we could officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everybody remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem and bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Thank you. Bye-bye. Monika looks over at me once more. Steve? Steven, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. uh-huh. I can really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills. Oh wait, can I? Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I sure can, and I sure will. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up the food, and I gotta frickin' get going. So, um, hey Steven, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, why not? Yay! Okay, I'll be right back. Real quick. Real quick. I gotta go stir again. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. How's everybody doing? Hold on. I'm back. Hold on. Still streaming, right? Yeah. Still streaming. Alright. With that, the two of us depart from the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Natsuki. Not entirely sure yet. Well, I'd be really happy spending every day after school in the literature club. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Wonderful. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. think I did it. Oh, hey again, Steven. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. I should have. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else was already there. Thanks for keeping your promises, Steven. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sarah told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki is clearly... Natsuki, you certainly have the big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Steven always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. Not dependable. Well, that's because your room is always so freaking messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. That's... Is that so? Prick. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Steven could become good friends too. Sayori. Huh? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today. You know. Sayori. Me? No, not really. Don't be shy. It's not really, nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like it was a big deal when it's really not. What did I do? Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey. Don't worry about it. I just wasn't expecting the thing in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Whoa! I'll be happy no matter what. Oh! That's so. Yeah. We'll make it a big deal if you don't want me to be. Oh. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book and I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And well, we could, have sex. I mean, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically, I take the book. Phew. Well, you could read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everybody's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Ugh! I hear Natsuki utter an expressed sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Frickin' Monica! Just never put my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just going to mess it up? Natsuki takes a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Yeah, well, sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit that you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand, then turns to the box of manga and slips the volume into the middle of the rest. Aha, much better. Seeing the box set with one of the books was probably the most irritating. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls. It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or simply terrible. You're just going to judge. Or if you're going to judge, you can go do it. You could go do it through the glass on that door. She points at the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Stephen. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki picks up the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right to my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly remote. I don't even know what that means. Don't just stand there. Shut up. Oh, Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet, then takes a seat at the wall beneath the window sills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I'd take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. You can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? Well, it'd be easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. Asuka crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I could say it's a particularly bad thing. I opened the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space, while she hopes I won't notice. I could feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Well, how long has it been since I've been at the beginning? You don't go back and forth and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but there's really nothing happened yet, so you can't so I can talk at the same time. Looks like it's a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. Kind of grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot? Well, obviously. Think I'd enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter. Hey, spoilers! Jeez. It's still really entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all the backstories and get some of the romance, that really makes it okay. Whatever. There's so many touching parts. Oh, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I've underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Oh, that secret gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems to be. Seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but there's a lot of baking in this manga. Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. Okay, I gotta be right back. Go stir the beans one more time, so I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. That's just a coincidence, she says. Oh, I'm back. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like, why would I ever get into anything just because it's in a manga? I feel bad for anybody that's for anyone. That's impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's sudden interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it. So who am I to judge? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, don't get shocked if I end up, you know what, I'm just gonna shut up. We read on for a few minutes. I've finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not! Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something to like with someone else.
I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean. Huh? You don't? Eh, that's not. Well, I really wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Do not rub it in. Jeez. Oh, okay, whatever. Like I would ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, "You still haven't grown out of that yet?" Makes me want to punch them in the face. Yeah, I know those kinds of people. I enjoy anime. I mean, I don't read manga. I really ought to. I'd love to pick up sort of online manga of that. So I do have one of the books. One. So honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Well, I guess that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? Well, I feel like I can't keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it's paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my other problems. Well, maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So, oh, jeez, that's enough. Are you going to keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her, especially since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feelings you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we had enough time. Though, you do look pretty cozy over there. Yeah? Ah! Natsuki suddenly noticed how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright. I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Oh, you want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I rarely didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow and we can start with the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. She likes me. By tomorrow. I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose it's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what happens if I don't finish it? Alrighty then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff, and I carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Duh! My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to something that's so embarrassing. I couldn't find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everybody's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? Can't wait! Sorry, Monica enthusiastically pulled out their poems. Story is on a wrinkled sheet on a loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I'd say myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Final choice. Well, since I'm trying to get to her, I guess her. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. Probably only fair that I shared mine with her first. What's up? Okay, well, let's get started with the things I don't like. Well, first of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Well, what was with the share in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, I remember how I said I wanted to read your poems. That's what I had in mind when I was writing this. I wanted to help you feel more comfortable enough. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said. Yeah. Well, I would feel more comfortable sharing my poem if yours wasn't. If yours was really bad. You're supposed to show me some dumb poem, make me go on like, ha! That's not great. Let me show you what a real literature looks like. And you just went and ruined it. Hope you're happy. Well, so in other words, you're saying you liked it. And Zucker resorts to getting caught in the throat. Oh, you're so... don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't want to go announcing into the world like you're so self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Asukli must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Yeah. Told you that you weren't gonna like it. I liked it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? The writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but when it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end. but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps you feel. It helps you bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. And that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, didn't you? Well, yeah, I guess not. How old are you again? I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, I guess Sayori, since she'd probably like it. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Steven. What? I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. I'm not. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Stephen poem. And that's what makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm just really happy that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that she's standing in front of you in the classroom. Well, yeah, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. Like I said before, Stephen, deep down you're not selfish at all. Really get you down here. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Or something. Then again, can't really deny that she's the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm sure you're gonna have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, well I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about it. Dear sunshine, the way you glow. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you've missed me. We'll read this and then I'll be right back. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away the rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. I'm not bad. I want breakfast. Did I do good? If I did good, tell me, please. I want breakfast too. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back real quick. Gotta go stir the beans. Don't go anywhere. Hope I don't have to do this any longer.
Alright, I'm back. Alrighty. I don't know who turned the beans off. Hello? Well, Manicam's broken. We'll get back to that here in a second. My game frozen? Is everything frozen? That's fucking Manicam just fucking froze on me. I don't know why. There we go. Alright. Let's there we go. Sayari. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. Can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Because Monica's a stuck-up bitch. Well, at least it makes me feel a little better about myself. Hey, don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you. Really? Well, yeah, especially that last line. I make eggs and toast. Even though you were really late to school. Or even though you were late to school. Is it bad to skip breakfast? You fucking dick. You get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Well, yeah. Well, next time I won't forget. Yeah. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright, well, I guess Yuri's next. What's up? Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not, I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Well, yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that you might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes since we haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. Didn't notice. What were you saying? Alright, well, there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. So I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes.
Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. No said it would stop. Of course, it's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging. It might take you some time, but it all comes down with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. Not sure what if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. I can't read most of this, but I'll try. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past, the light flickers. I flicker back. Is that supposed to mean something? I'm not very much of a English person, or English lit person, but I flicker. Is that supposed to mean something? Oh, because it's a ghost, so. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Well, it's okay, I have terrible handwriting too. I wasn't thinking that at all, but it took you a long time to read. Well, I don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Well, that's a relief. Also, I liked your poem. I write cursive a lot too. I actually write my name in cursive. But I have very hard time trying to read, especially, big ass freaking words. So, I do please excuse the stuttering. Sorry. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild, something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Stephen. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings they express in their own work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. That would bring her. I hadn't even thought about that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. But I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Well, Monica, I guess. Hi, Steven. Having a good time so far? Well, kinda. Good, glad to hear it. Oh, by the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions to the club, like new activities or other things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring. Okay, well, first order of business, maybe we shouldn't make this a literature club. Maybe we should make this a video games club where we're playing video games nonstop and talking about YouTubers like this guy named One Death Eater. He seems like a really cool person playing video games and all that. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm always much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess if I have to. Don't worry, Steven. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But that's sort of better that we all learn to get past soon. Well, I guess that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Steven. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Who? It'd be a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, enduring, and even sad, and sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written by kids, or written for kids, but if you think about them, they express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I could see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them. So anyway, you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. A hole in the wall. It could have been. It couldn't have been me. See, Jesus. See the direction of the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I was at home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, and like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Okay, I kind of get what this means. This one poem means. I get what it means. I think it means that my computer screen is the hole in the wall. And she is looking out at me while I'm looking in my computer. Kind of get it? I kind of get it. So what do you think? Well, that's very freeform if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it could be really powerful. I get what you mean. What's the inspiration behind this one? Eh, well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of pen. It, I'll be right back, real quick. I gotta go do something for mom. So, be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Actually, for now, I gotta get going. Um, well, not get going, but I gotta go. I gotta run to the store, grab some things, and probably eat some dinner. So I do apologize if the stream fell little on the short side. I do apologize about the 15-minute intervals between here and stirring my beans for dinner. But I wanted to try to get this this thing going. So I will go ahead and tell you guys what I think about the game so far. It's actually well, it's an interesting game. It's not something I'd be interested in playing for very long. I'll probably give it another maybe maybe another episode maybe for something to happen. I know it's supposed to be some kind of a dark game, and it might take like an hour or so for things to actually start happening. And it's actually supposed to be like a bit of a horror experience. So I'll definitely I'll definitely continue to play it. But if it doesn't interest me, I'm probably gonna stop playing it. So I will be back probably later tonight to continue doing Doki Doki Literature Club. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. I know I have. I'm going to save it right now. And I'm going to get going. And so, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have been enjoying this so far, please give this a like. And if you want more of this, I will definitely be playing more again of this game until I decide it's not interesting for me anymore. And well, I guess we'll just see how everything goes from there. So again, I'll keep playing it. So if you guys are still interested in me playing this, hit subscribe. And if you like more gaming content, also subscribe because I'm going to be doing a lot more gaming content. I know in the future I'm probably going to do more games such as let me find my list real quick. I'm going to do a lot more things such as Doom. I'm going to be doing Darksiders. I'm going to be doing City Skylines, Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, and I'm probably going to do a couple of challenges. So challenges be like try not to laugh, or might be a video game challenge, or stuff like that. Stuff that Spike and Channel will give me something to do. And of course, we'll be doing more death vlogs in the near future. Or actually, since Death Theater of the Unknown is making its more or less return this spring, I'm probably going to replace death vlogs with Death Theater of the Unknown live on YouTube. So, yay. So if you guys are excited about this, give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell for whenever I go live. You get notified for whenever I go live and whenever I upload anything else. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys have been enjoying this because I've been enjoying this. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.